All right, good evening and welcome to the 5 p.m. Tulsa City Council meeting. You can view this meeting on our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, Cox Channel 24, or at tgovonline.org. Assisting the council tonight is Jack Blair, City Attorney, Lori Doring, Secretary to the Council, and Brandon Worley, Council staff. If you wish to speak on an agenda item, please see Brandon to complete that request to speak card. Prior to that item being read, you will not be allowed to speak on any item after it has been read. Please join me in pledging allegiance to the flag of our country and remain standing for a moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. All right, people wishing to speak on an agenda item are limited to 5 minutes total per reading. Public input is a time for members of the public to provide insight on agenda items. Due to the meeting format, public input is not a time for question and answer period. All comments should be relevant to the agenda item and directed to the council. We are using an electronic system in front of the speakers. At the microphone, there is a timer that will count down the time used. A green light will let you know when your time is running. Yellow light will caution you have 30 seconds remaining, and a blinking red light will be shown when your time has concluded. We ask that you stay within your time limit so everyone wishing to speak on an agenda, wishing to speak is given equal time. Please keep the podium area, railings, and aisles free from recording devices and tripods. Record equipment and accessories, including tripods, must be set up in the media center as posted on tonight's agenda. Certain items are subject to consideration and possible approval, adoption, denial, amendment, or revision. I call this meeting to order. Please call the roll.
Counselor Hall Harper.
Here.
Counselor Archie.
Here.
Counselor Dutton.
Here.
Counselor Bellis.
Here.
Counselor Gilbert.
Here.
Counselor Bengal.
Here.
Counselor Dr. Wright.
Here.
Counselor Lakin. Here. Counselor Bush.
Here.
All right, item 1, receipt and filing of minutes. 1A, minutes of regular meeting held at 4 p.m. on August 5th, 2026. B, minutes of regular meeting held at 5 p.m. on August 5th, 2026. Do we have any speakers?
We have no speakers.
All right, council discussion.
I move to approve items 1A and B.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Counselor Dutton.
Yes.
Counselor Bellis.
Yes.
Counselor Gilbert.
Yes.
Counselor Bengal.
Yes.
Counselor Dr. Wright.
Yes.
Counselor Lakin. Yes. Counselor Bush.
Yes.
Counselor Hall Harper.
Yes.
Counselor Archie.
Yes.
All right, items 1A through B are approved.
Okay, Counselor Gilbert is going to recuse from item 2A. 2A, Shane Hood, appointment to the Tulsa Planning Commission. Do we have any speakers?
Yes, we have one speaker, Mr. John Hoffines for 2A.
Good evening, Mr. Huffines.
Good evening. Peace, yes, peace. I'm thankful for our honorable leaders. I'm grateful for the Honorable Council Chair Karen Gilbert, the Acting Council Chair Christian Bengal, Honorable Counselors, staff, team, and security. We're thankful to the citizens of this great city of love, Tulsa, and this great nation under God, the USA. It is a joy to be with you on this 26th day of August in the year of our loving Lord, Jesus Christ, 2026. Yes, 2A. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Is there any council discussion?
I move to approve item 2A.
Second.
Lori, please call the roll.
Counselor Dutton.
Yes.
Counselor Bellis.
Yes.
Counselor Bengal.
Yes.
Counselor Dr. Wright.
Yes.
Counselor Lakin. Yes. Counselor Bush.
Yes.
Counselor Hall Harper.
Yes.
Counselor Archie.
Yes.
Okay, item 2A is approved.
All right. B, Louisa Krug, appointment to the Tulsa Planning Commission. C, Lena Turner Addison, appointment to the Tulsa Planning Commission. D, John Shivel, appointment to the Tulsa Planning Commission. E, Brian Humphrey, appointment to the Tulsa Planning Commission. F, Alejandro Garcia, appointment to the Tulsa Planning Commission. G, Josh Walker, Planning Commission. H, Aaron Wing, also, or appointment to the River Parks Authority. Do we have any speakers?
Yes, we have one speaker, Mr. John Hoffines, for 2B through H.
Thank you, councilors and Honorable Council Chair Karen Gilbert. Appreciate you all. Yes, to Louisa Krug, Lana Turner Addison, John Scheibel, Brian Humphrey, Alejandro Garcia, Josh Walker, Aaron Wing. May we continue to honor our volunteers and employees. Thank you, family.
Thank you, Mr. Huffines. Is there any council discussion?
I move to approve items 2B through 2H.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Counselor Dutton?
Yes.
Counselor Bellis?
Yes.
Counselor Gilbert?
Yes.
Counselor Bengal?
Yes.
Counselor Dr. Wright?
Yes.
Counselor Lakin?
Yes.
Counselor Bush?
Yes.
Counselor Hall Harper?
Yes.
Counselor Archie?
Yes.
All right, items 2B through 2H are approved. Any of these new commissioners here this evening? Okay. I didn't think I saw any, so. 3, public hearings. There are no items this week. 4, mayor's items. 4A, report from the mayor or his designee on community events, briefing on city activities, city efforts, and new businesses. Anybody? Okay. Moving on to 4B, resolution authorizing the sale of bonds, fixing the amount of bonds to mature each year, fixing the time and place of the bonds are to be sold, and authorizing the clerk to give notice of said sale as required by law for general obligation bonds series 2026A in the amount of $65,660,000. This also has the emergency clause. Do we have any speakers?
We have no speakers for 4B.
Is there council discussion?
I move to approve item 4B.
Second.
Please call the roll.
We have to take these separately.
Mhm.
Okay, we got it. Okay. Counselor Dutton?
Yes.
Counselor Bellis?
Yes.
Counselor Gilbert?
Yes.
Counselor Bengal?
Yes.
Counselor Dr. Wright?
Yes.
Counselor Lakin?
Yes.
Counselor Bush?
Yes.
Counselor Hall Harper?
Yes.
Counselor Archie?
Yes.
All right, is there a motion for the emergency clause?
I move to approve the emergency clause on 4B.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Counselor Dutton?
Yes.
Counselor Bellis?
Counselor,
Me? Sorry, second. Yes. I got lost.
Counselor Gilbert?
yes.
Counselor Bengal?
Yes.
Counselor Dr. Wright?
Yes.
Counselor Lakin?
Yes.
Counselor Bush?
Yes.
Counselor Hall Harper?
Yes.
Counselor Archie?
Yes.
All right, item 4B is approved, and the emergency clause on 4B is also approved. The remaining items 4C through 4E will not be read aloud. However, public comments will be received on these items. Do we have any speakers?
Yes, we have one speaker, Mr. John Hoffines, for 4C and D.
Thank you, councilors. Yes, agenda item 4C. This change order adds over $182,000 and 21 calendar days to this project for irrigation, plantings, fencing, and landscaping. These improvements can add beauty, function, and long-term value to the completed project. Good landscaping and irrigation can help protect the investment being made, while fencing can provide an additional measure of order and protection. I appreciate the city taking the time to complete projects thoroughly and thoughtfully, and all the while holding contractors to original agreements when right. As Proverbs teaches us, by wisdom a house is built, and by understanding it is established. May the Son of God, our Lord Jesus Christ, grant our city council wisdom and good stewardship as you consider, but you've already considered, this expenditure and future expenditures like this. And may this project ultimately serve the citizens of Tulsa well. I do sort of wonder where the money is coming from, where it's being transferred from, but moving forward, God Almighty, we invoke your guidance. In agenda item 4D, this item provides a $338 travel donation from the Oklahoma 9/11 Management Authority to help Darren Glodo and Jesus Villarreal attend the Oklahoma Public Safety Conference in Oklahoma City this October. Public safety depends upon citizens continuing to pray. Also on training, communication, preparation, and cooperation. Conferences such as this can give our professionals an opportunity to gain and give useful information, strengthen professional relationships, and bring valuable knowledge to be utilized in this great city of Tulsa. I appreciate the Oklahoma 9/11 Management Authority helping cover the expenses. May the Lord Jesus grant Darren and Jesus safe travels, wisdom in what they learn, and opportunities to bring back information that helps Tulsa serve and protect its citizens. Thank you, counselors, and God bless Tulsa. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Huffines. Is there any council discussion?
I move to approve items 4C through 4E.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Counselor Dutton?
Yes.
Counselor Bellis?
Yes.
Counselor Gilbert?
Yes.
Counselor Bengel?
Yes.
Counselor Dr. Wright?
Yes.
Counselor Lakin?
Yes.
Counselor Bush?
Yes.
Counselor Hall Harper?
Yes.
Counselor Archie?
Yes.
Right, item 4C through E are approved. 5 authorities, boards, and commissions. 5A, rezoning application Z7868 from RS3 to CH and CH to CH for the property located on the northeast corner of East 11th Street and South Harvard Avenue. B, rezoning application Z7869 from AG to RS3 for property located at the southwest corner of East 41st Street North and North Columbia Avenue. C, rezoning application Z7870 for RS1 to RS2 for property located east of the southeast corner of East 16th Street and South 85th East Avenue. Do we have any speakers?
Yes, we have 4 speakers for 5A. Our first speaker is Maria Grace Clark.
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Grace Clark. I live in 839 South Indianapolis Avenue here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Sorry. I don't know if you can flash the video of option 1. If you can see on the, so their proposed plan is going in to, you know, the one with an arrow going in to the 11th Street, the last email I sent. Anyway, so they're planning to do an entry and exit way in our street, 839, Indianapolis Avenue. And I did an arrow where it's going on in 11th, entry 11th, and then exiting through 11th. I made that option on my drawing when I emailed to Ms. Bellis. And then I have an option 2 also because of the L shape of the building to move their building on the other side, which is, it's a floodplain area, which I'm told you cannot build it there. But if it is on the floodplain, located in a floodplain area, they can elevate the building. Or if they can't, why would even bother to build something where it would risk the customers if there is a flood in the area? I'm hoping that you guys will see in your hearts, as a long-time residents of Indianapolis, we will be the ones living with the long-term consequences of increased traffic, safety risk, disruption to the order, and particularly the potential impact on emergency response times, as increased traffic congestion could hinder first responders' access to our street during emergencies, when every second is critical if our residential street is used as the primary drive-through, entry, and exit route. We ask that the interest of existing community is given careful consideration, that every effort be made to find a solution that balances development goals with the safety, quality of life, and rights of residents who call this neighborhood home. And also I just want to add that the Indianapolis area, where they're planning to do an exit and entryway, there's a walkway there and a stop sign. So I mean, I know you guys are looking at making decisions just based on the plan presented to you, but I think, in my own opinion, you can make good decisions when you can actually see the area for yourself and hear the neighbors around the area, and before you make decisions. And thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next speaker, please.
Our next speaker is Paul Schoen.
Hi, my name's Paul Schoen, and I live on Indianapolis also. I've lived there 30 years. Back when the back of my fence still had houses on it, and the rental center wasn't even there. Once those were taken down, I had talked with the maintenance guy over University of Tulsa about what their plans for that area, that green area that was around there, where they were going to build a parking lot or not, because they were originally parking cars for the football game back there on the grass. And he assured me that that would always remain a green area. Like the lady was talking before, we've had problems with emergency vehicles could not get down this street. And one thing unique about Indianapolis is it's 2 blocks long. So when there is football games or graduations, there is one line through there for 2 blocks, and you cannot get an emergency vehicle through there. So I think there's just a better place that they should look at building a restaurant, and the safety of the kids. Right now, since the bike lanes were put in, we have traffic down there all the time. You can't turn right heading westbound on 11th Street because it's backed up because of the bike lanes, so they come down my street. And I can't imagine what's going to happen if you put a restaurant there. And just for the safety of my child and all the others on that block, I would hope that in your wisdom that you deny this. Just leave it a green area. We got enough vacant restaurants, and there's a building right across the street that TU's selling right now, so they don't really need that area. But I appreciate you listening to me. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, Brandon.
Our next speaker is Sheila Jones. There's 5 speakers, right?
Good evening. I have been a resident of my home for 35 years, before a lot of things around there, like the Reynolds building. The current plans will impede drivers to exit onto 11th Street, as well as entering onto Indianapolis from 11th Street. There's already a problem getting out on 11th Street if you're going right or left because of the traffic with the with the bike lane. You just have one lane. Currently, like Paul said, Indianapolis serves as another route to drivers who don't want to wait for the light and save time, and which already increases the amount of traffic on Indianapolis Avenue. And we are a tight-knit community, and we want our block to remain safe. So please do not do this.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Our last speaker is Sheila, second to last speaker. Oh, no, Sheila Jones already spoke. I apologize. Our last speaker is Trina Bomber.
Hi, y'all. Some of you know me. Some of you are glad you probably don't. But anyway, I'm at 816 South Indianapolis, and I've been there since 1990. And I'm going to give you an opportunity to come see our street. I'm having a big party September the 5th. It's my birthday. OSU, big fan, is playing TU. You all are more than welcome to come to my house, to my party. I would like for you all to see the street. I don't need to repeat everything they just said because it's true. When there's cars on both sides, there's no way an emergency vehicle can get down the street. There are people, we have little bitty skinny driveways. I'm fortunate, I only have one car, but there are families that have 2 and 3 cars. So I appreciate you listening to us. I do think there's a better way for them people to get in and out in that neighborhood from 8th Street. There's got to be a better way because we want it to be safe. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
You don't even have to RSVP.
All right, is there a council discussion?
I was kind of discussing here with Counselor Bellis looking at, I know we talked about it in committee. And I'm not going to try to engineer something, but I do see that Mr. Reynolds is here. Could you come to the front, please? I'm sure I know how you're going to answer this, but I just want to do our due diligence. Has every opportunity of how to do ingress and egress on this property, moving the drive-through traffic is mostly what I'm hearing concerns about?
Yes, ma'am. Lou Reynolds, 2727 East 21st Street. I'm a lawyer for the University of Tulsa. I've got David Peacock. He is the architect for Press and Plow Restaurant, and he's designed this restaurant, and he's with me too. And yes, ma'am, we have made every configuration we could possibly to make this work. And tinkered with it and spent lots of time with it.
Yeah, I think just to clarify off of Councilor Dectorate's question, because I know we've discussed this as well, about why it can't go in and out on 11th Street.
Right.
And it had to do with spacing for curb cuts.
That's correct.
And space for cars on site. Could you elaborate? Is that driven by, and I don't know if that's a planning office question, but could you explain?
We're at the intersection of those 2 arterial streets, and we can only have curb cuts within such a distance from that intersection. And so this is the safest way to get out and get our ingress and egress and to this site and make this function because of its proximity at that arterial intersection.
Are the concerns just on the drive-through element, Counselor Bellis?
That's mostly what I've heard, and I'll say that from my understanding, and I've seen this and lived in the area previously myself. There's the factor they're mentioning about older, narrower streets, game day traffic. This is one of those reasons that over time we've talked about. Not that I think that outside of game day traffic, there's really an ongoing issue per se, but the potential need for areas with more density and more parking, where you also have people needing to do street parking, like the need for potentially neighborhood permits or different things that could stop cut-through traffic. Or we've discussed in other older neighborhoods the need to do no parking on one side, just those things that come up over time as areas grow. That's been the biggest concern I've heard with this, which I'll name. And I did ask, we actually have a video we can watch in a second that I'll be curious to get people's feedback on, but they could put in this whole thing right now with the zoning as is. The biggest thing that we're looking at is the parking lot, which is, I'm just naming that as a factor. To try to mitigate that, apparently the first drawing, I don't recall seeing this, but the first draft had 2 full parking lanes, but people were concerned that was taking up a lot of green space. And so then they made it 1 lane, but that wouldn't have held as many cars on site, so that led to more backup concerns with traffic. So then now they've added that bump out from more, had definitely advocated trying to figure out better ways to mitigate that. I did ask where this, it's not a business that's operating 24 hours a day or anything. They do most of their business around coffee. They'd initially told a number about only seeing X number of, I think it was 1 car every 10 minutes, where I was kind of curious, where I'm wait, is that all day or during specific times? And they described in more detail about how it's more specific to, of course, there's a morning rush. And so I asked to see footage of their morning rush from Norman, because they have another site there that's also in a neighborhood. And that showed about I think he said he stood out there for 10 minutes and there were 4 cars. And so it was, and that's, in a pretty large college town. So that did make me feel better about what the flow, the amount of added traffic and cars would look like. But yeah, that is the big concern, especially acknowledging, as they said, it's a 2-block street. There's people parked on both sides. I was there during the day with some of the folks that are here, and there weren't many cars parked during the day. I'm sure people are at work and things, but I can, of course, imagine, and I've seen it, what these streets look like on game days. So there's an array of factors, but if it's helpful, I did make sure that we had that video queued up if people wanted to see what their kind of drive-through looks like in their neighborhood. I just had asked for us to have that because I wanted to share it with you all, because I was like, hey, what does your actual morning coffee rush look like? They said most of their business happens inside. But
Yeah, let's see it.
yeah, it's just, if you wanted to just swipe it across and we could fast forward.
This was at 7:45 a.m. last Friday.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Where is this one located?
It's just south of the OU campus near the stadium. On the west side of the campus, kind of south of the campus.
Yeah, I know it's not systematized like Chick-fil-A.
So while we're watching this, help me understand, is this a breakfast lunch spot?
It's a breakfast lunch restaurant,
Okay.
primarily chicken and waffles and eggs and such.
And that'll be 7 days a week?
7 days a week, but they don't have dinner.
Okay.
And something's kind of confusing about this case. The south half's already zoned CH. That could be just a drive-through coffee shop right now. They've added the restaurant and
the parking.
parking's for the restaurant, and that's what's being zoned, is that parking lot
Yeah.
running north along Harvard.
So
All-
this
all-
drive-through element could exist just right now as a little coffee shack?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It could be a Starbucks
By right.
drive-through right now by right.
Yeah.
So there's nothing changing down there.
Yeah, it's the parking element.
It's just
Okay, that makes
Parking lot
sense.
support the restaurant.
Yeah, and that's where I'll add to my colleagues that, I do appreciate, considering they could do this by right, that they sat down with myself and my counsel aide more than once, kind of trying to look at different options and seeing what we could do to mitigate and at least hold more cars on site if that's, the direction they're going. Acknowledging that that's not the part they're really rezoning, but yeah, they've met halfway, though I share the people's concerns just about that road does have cut-through traffic. But I think, to me, I'm also hearing that it's already a problem and that we need to maybe just look at some of those different options, especially related to game days, with the university, prohibiting certain parking, better signage, a lot of things like that. And from what I've seen from this and talked with the developer more about, and then they added more capacity on site, I think that alleviates some of the actual drive-through traffic concern. And they also mentioned, how many spaces does this parking lot hold?
Almost 50. So that's
Okay.
50 game day parking spaces that didn't exist
Yeah,
before,
which
so-
could offset some of the issue if you're trying to keep
The
people.
street parking?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's a lot more people coming to park than that. but-
Those evening games and things will be closed.
Yeah. Yeah. Counselor Bangle?
Yeah. I think I asked you that question at the 4 o'clock about this specifically on, okay, so if I understand this correctly, and forgive me, what is the street that goes north-south?
Oh, Indianapolis.
Indianapolis, okay. And then the street that goes north-south, or excuse me, east-west to the south is 11th Street, and then the street to the west that goes north-south is Harvard.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I asked that question, right, because the drive-through faces Indianapolis, correct? So I asked the question, and obviously this question is also posed to you, Lou. For continuous flow of traffic, right, if you propose that drive-through be on Indianapolis, would it not be natural to disperse the traffic out onto Harvard?
Could it go through the parking lot over there?
We can't get through it and cut through the parking lot. The customers are walking through there, and that's to keep that traffic, keep them separate. So there's not drive-through traffic and people walking through the parking lot.
Well, I'm talking about like a protected drive, right? Where you would have a barrier to separate your parking traffic from your drive-through traffic. I'm just trying to figure out how you potentially don't create more of an issue, and it creates a steady flow of traffic. And if that option has already been explored, Then great.
Counselor, we've explored them all, and we're not gonna have that much traffic, as you've seen from that video, just generating. So we'll add some more, but we're not gonna have a lot of traffic.
okay.
Yeah.
No, so, hey, sorry, you can't ask questions from the audience. Sorry. Did you get your question in?
I'm still trying to
see. Yeah, Counselor Lakin.
How many cars a minute, let's say, do you expect to have going out on Indianapolis, exiting? I mean, it's just like
many do you expect?
one a minute at the very most. You can't have, I mean, Chick-fil-A itself doesn't even put out more than one a
Yeah,
minute.
he can come to the front.
Come
I
on
don't
back.
think.
Come up here.
Appreciate your question.
And
So,
your address.
Matt Peacock, 2220 Westwood Drive, Norman, Oklahoma. So in that video, it was about 11 minutes long. You saw 4 cars in the drive-through at that time. Only one of those cars is going to be exiting, obviously, at the same time. So the other 3 are in the drive-through.
Yeah.
One every 4 minutes, 3 minutes,
Yeah.
leaving the site.
Which obviously, hopefully gives them plenty of time to turn left or right.
Yeah.
And,
And if you
there's a
notice,
pork chop, right? So they do have to turn so that they go on to 11th.
that's what I was just about to mention. Yes, we're actually
Okay.
forcing them to not go through the neighborhood and come back out to the main
Yeah.
street.
So they got 2.5 minutes, let's say, each to negotiate going east or west onto 11th.
Yes, sir.
I know there's a no parking sign, at least it looks like there's still a no parking sign on the east side of Indianapolis. It looks a little bit further to the south, so we can have that moved up so that if any emergency equipment did come in, they wouldn't face any impediments to using that northbound lane.
Correct.
So I do want to be cognizant of that because I've heard it said by the neighbors many times, but that seems relatively easy to mitigate just by moving a parking sign. I don't know if we move forward with this, if we can cause that to happen through this action, or if we just have to beg traffic engineers to make that happen.
Counselor, in connection with that pork chop on that north driveway, we will install at our expense a no left turn sign that, to city standards, a city sign, and have that put
Yeah.
across the street.
Yeah.
Because it's all commercial zoned across there, and we'll just put one up.
Yeah, so, but if we move the no parking sign up, then fire trucks should be able to get in because there shouldn't be any cars parked on the northbound side. Then they still have 8th Street to use to come in from north of this property and then go south along the streets.
Yes, sir.
I think I would be more concerned if this was one of those high-rate restaurants where you're putting one car out on the street every 30 seconds or every minute.
Sure.
Because I don't know if they could all get out and if all the customers could get in, as that's another condition as well, that we have to evaluate. But given what you've said and what you've shown and the nature that this is breakfast and lunch only, then that changes the equation a little bit for me.
And also, TU's had this property for sale for a while, and it's been difficult to sell because TU's conditions, and TU has site plan review, and if you could put up just to look at the building, this building looks like a TU building. And it's mocked up with the same stonework and things like that. Here you go. You can go down on that. And then TU has a right of first refusal, so if they don't build it or they go away or something, they gotta come back to TU before they sell it. And then we've loaded up the property with restrictive covenants, so to protect, the university, but the area too. And so, and we also have site plan review that'll, anybody who wants to build something on that, and that's all gonna be recorded when we close, and it's all part of our contract. So the university's doing everything they can to make this a really special project.
Is there any screening between the parking lot and the residences?
Yes, sir. Masonry wall that we're gonna put in.
Okay, and I didn't hear that as a complaint or an issue from the neighbors who just spoke.
I'll show you. Keep going, Brandon. All right, here we go. And that'll be the very next one. So here's what it'll look like, and it'll be 4,000 square feet total. It'll have a 1,000-foot covered porch, as well as a open area out front, and there'll be seats and benches and things in it. And we're hoping to have people come and enjoy themselves and spend some time here in a very nice place. And like I said, the university's approved that design because it fits in with their architectural design. The HVAC equipment, things are roof mounted, they're screened from public view. It'd be just a well-done project, I think.
Yeah, and I think the last thing just for me is that at least you have the parking isolated from the drive-through, so you don't have a whole bunch of people using the same points to get out from the restaurant.
Yeah.
So that's, yeah, diluted as well, if you will. Okay, thanks.
All right, I have Counselor Archie and then Counselor Dutton.
Thank you. Brandon, do we have a picture of this mock-up with the drive-through? Can I see the drive-through?
It's the next one up. Yeah, right there.
No, I mean, kind of the.
No, we don't have the
Okay.
backside.
Okay, this may be a silly question. So this vote would be about the rezoning for the parking lot. It's not about the drive-through.
No.
Have you considered not having a drive-through?
We have, but it's pretty integral to the business model.
Okay, so that's how you would have to make.
Yeah, I asked my client what percentage comes from the drive-through, and he told me 16% of their sales come through the drive-through. So it's primarily a sit-down table restaurant, but they do depend on the revenue generated by the drive-through.
Okay, so what we're really thinking is with the 4 cars every 10 minutes, that on non-game days, the traffic would be pretty moderate, but there is an admission that on game days, and I'm assuming on game days you wouldn't close the drive-through. You'd want to have that as well. But on game days, this would just be, it would be a tough spot to it would be, you want to encourage people to walk. It wouldn't be a great place to drive. This would be a more walkable space.
Yeah, go ahead.
I agree with that completely. I think that the drive-through on a game day is going to be so uncomfortable that people are going to choose not to use the drive-through and opt to go to the sit-down or not patronize it at all.
And you're a block and a half from the stadium at OU.
That's right.
So,
Yeah, get a lot of pedestrians.
But Lou, you were saying that the parking lot could be used
Yeah.
by people going to TU
Yes, sir.
games at night.
because they're going to be, that's right, they're going to be closed, and that'll be,
Yeah.
the parking lot will be available, so I think,
So nobody's going
alleviate
through the
some
drive-through
problems.
or to the restaurant.
Yeah.
We're performing.
Okay, I'm
All right.
good.
Counselor Archie, you good? Okay, Counselor Dutton and then Counselor Hall Harper.
So what would the hours of operation be?
Currently, we're working about 7:30 to 4.
7:30 to 4? Okay, and how many days a week?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
How many days a week?
7 days a week.
7 days a week, okay. Okay, and the drive-through is going to operate those same hours, I'm
Yes.
assuming? Okay. I'm sure there's a peak time for drive-through traffic.
Yes.
Do you have that information?
I don't have it dialed down, but I would say it's the morning rush. It's people
Yeah.
getting their morning coffees. So the
Right.
video you saw was, as Lou mentioned, 7:45 on a Friday morning, so I thought that was the most appropriate time to get a video of the traffic. So in my opinion, that's going to be worst-case scenario.
Yeah, okay, I mean, I don't see a problem with people utilizing the drive-through during those hours. It's pretty common, and I'm sure there's a lull in drive-through activity once people need to be to work.
Yes.
The commute to school for kids
Yes.
is over, and so the way, can you scroll, Brandon, to, yeah. Keep going, keep going. Yeah, right there. Okay, so the parking lot would be on the north side of the building, correct? And then the drive-through would be, yeah, right there.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I don't, and I see Indianapolis right there, so the drive-through would exit actually onto 11th Street.
Traffic would be directed towards 11th Street. It would exit onto Indianapolis, but we have the drive situated so that it forces people to turn right out of the drive-through towards 11th.
Oh,
south
okay,
to 11th.
so it actually does exit onto Indianapolis?
Yes, it does, yes, ma'am.
okay, so what is across the street there?
It was a used car dealership. It's zone CH and
So it's vacant?
yes, vacant right now.
Okay. And I guess that could also be used for parking.
It could be parking, it could be,
Yeah.
it could be a coffee shop, it could be, I mean, we can be all these things by
Right.
right here on this.
Yeah, well, I was just looking across the street, so it looks
Yeah.
like there's availability there if it's, the owner approves for additional parking, to be able to utilize for TU games and whatnot as well. Okay, I mean, it looks, I can understand the frustration. I actually live 3 houses down from a school, an elementary school, so I understand, but I don't think we're looking at traffic anywhere near the drop-off and pickup where there's queuing on Indianapolis or Harvard or 11th Street.
That's right.
Okay.
You done?
Thank you.
Yep. All right, Counselor Hall Harper and then Counselor Archie again.
So again, coming out of the business there, you will be forced to go towards 11th, not back up towards Indianapolis.
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
And then where the parking lot is up
Yes,
here.
ma'am.
The parking lot.
Yes.
What we're voting on tonight on this agenda is the zoning of the parking lot, not what's going on at the coffee shop.
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Okay.
That's right.
So, okay. So what they're doing at the coffee shop, they can do
Yes,
by
ma'am,
right.
right now.
We don't, that's not even something we're talking about right
You'd be a
now.
drive-through coffee shop right now, and we wouldn't be
Okay,
here.
yeah, it's already zoned for that. We're just zoning the parking lot. Okay,
Yeah.
Got it.
all right, thank you.
That makes all the difference.
Okay. So, I appreciate that, Counselor Hall Harper, just to kind of level set, this vote is not to say, oh, you all are going to have a drive-through. It's just on the parking lot. I will say, however, short story, I was a part of growing up, I attended a church that was similarly situated. If you could just imagine, Harvard was not there, and there was a church building in this L, and a community on Indianapolis. We would have ushers or police officers that if a car was coming down Indianapolis, we would stop anybody from the drive-through coming, and we would wave them that they would, like the community would get sort of a preferential, preference to come down and to turn left or right. I'm just trying to think, like, on game days, is there a way to have like a staff member out there helping to accommodate people in the neighborhood, maybe expedite their way through if they were coming, just so that they didn't feel like they were backed up on Indianapolis?
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I do appreciate that, but we won't be the problem on game day. We're just going to have our same little bit of business, and it's going to be all the people coming down to the football game and
Yeah.
and that sort of a thing. So we
Yeah.
don't think you'll be able to find us on the game day, and if we're in any trouble, our customers won't come by us on game day. They'll go somewhere else. So we've got to live with the game day press too. But TU only plays 6 games a year at home, so it's just not one of those things. We're not going to move the scale at all.
Oh, that's good. Okay. Appreciate that information.
Yeah.
Mr. Reynolds, I have a quick question.
Yes, ma'am.
So the parking lot, is there an exit to go out onto Harvard?
Yes, ma'am, there are 2.
Okay, perfect, thank you. Counselor Bush?
Thank you, Counselor Gilbert. That was one of my questions. Number 2, is there going to have to be lighting in the parking lot?
Yes, ma'am, and the lighting will be cut off, and by our rules at the residential boundary, the light has to be 1 candle foot or less.
Okay.
So we're not going to light anybody up, and we have to submit a photometric standard to the city when we apply for our building permits and things to get approved for it. So we'll show them how to work.
And I assume that would be the same kind of standards for cameras, security cameras?
I actually need to dig into the City of Tulsa ordinance on that part, but we don't have any intention of shining security cameras at people's backyards.
Well, I understand, but,
Yeah,
that's,
yeah.
it's a concern. I've
Yeah.
dealt with neighborhoods where the lights have gone into their, and so we've had to work with people to get the lights turned back
Right.
into the parking lot, and the same with cameras. So I just wanted to try to
Yeah.
address some of their concerns as well.
You bet. And our rules don't let us do that. And I see that in older places where I go back, but that's because you could do it then, but we've sort of learned our lesson and perfected our codes.
And I'll also reiterate that we are proposing, that's the red line, is a 6-foot masonry fence all along the boundary between the neighborhood and the property. So there should be quite a bit of privacy on the other side of the fence.
Okay. Any other questions, concerns? Okay.
I'm going to move to approve items 5A through 5C.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Counselor Dutton?
Yes.
Counselor Bellis?
Yes.
Counselor Gilbert?
Yes.
Counselor Bengal?
Yes.
Counselor Dr. Wright?
Yes.
Counselor Lakin?
Yes.
Counselor Bush?
Yes.
Counselor Hall Harper? Yes. Counselor Archer?
Yes.
Counselor Bellis, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to acknowledge to the neighbors what we had in front of us tonight. And I know we've discussed this before and it was reiterated up here, was considering if CH was appropriate land use on that parking lot area. And so that's ultimately what we're considering. I know there were a lot of other factors that brought up concerns that you heard discussed here, and of course you all surfaced. And one, I appreciate that the developer and you folks were down to really genuinely engage in that conversation and look at mitigation options, and agreed to making sure there is that no turn sign, making sure the pork chop goes that direction, and really I'm assuming continuing to partner on ensuring that we address traffic. And I also want to acknowledge you all that you voiced related to traffic issues and safety issues obviously predates this property even being up for development. So there's obviously work we should continue to do together on that. And I want to work with you all to address the cut-through traffic issues and parking issues, regardless of this. And I know that you all came and advocated and you've spent time on this. And I don't want you to feel unheard. It's just that the thing that we had to look at before us today was really this one piece of the property, which was the parking lot, unfortunately.
Okay. I'm sorry, we can't take questions from the audience, so we can meet with you after the meeting, but you can't. We can talk to you after the meeting. So you already signed up to speak. Yeah. Okay. Ma'am, I'm sorry, but we cannot take comments from the audience. We can talk to you afterwards. You already had your time to speak. Sorry. All right. It was approved. So items 5A through 5C are
Thank you.
approved. 6, ordinances, first reading. The following items in this section of the agenda will not be read aloud, and without objection, items 6A through D will be forwarded to the next council meeting for action. 7, ordinances, second reading. 7A, ordinance amending Title 11A, Tulsa Revised Ordinance titled Stormwater Management and Hazard Mitigation Program, Chapter 3, Watershed Development Regulations, Section 304, Policies and Standards for Approval of Watershed Development Permits, Subdivision Plats, Lot Splits, and Building Permits. B, ordinance closing 2 certain utility easements requested by Jamie Skipper for the house on behalf of the Tulsa Housing Authority in the city of Tulsa for property located at 3608 North Quaker Avenue, Lot 2, Blocks 1 and 2 of the Comanche Park addition for future expansion. C, ordinance amending the fiscal year 2026-27 budget for making supplemental appropriations of $125,000 recognized from a grant revenues to be received from the Oklahoma Highway Patrol Safety Office within Traffic Enforcement Subfund. D, ordinance amending the fiscal year 2026-27 budget to make supplemental appropriations of $441,084 recognized from unappropriated fund balance within the Allergan Opioid Settlement Subfund. E, ordinance amending the fiscal year 2026-27 budget to make supplemental appropriations of $27,200 recognized from grant revenues to be received from the Highway Patrol for a TPD motorcycle safety sub-fund. F, ordinance amending the fiscal year 2026-27 budget to make supplemental appropriations of $310,734.27 recognized from unappropriated fund balance within the golf course fund. Do we have any speakers?
We have no speakers.
Council discussion?
I move to approve items 7A through 7F with the emergency clause on 7A.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Counselor Dutton?
Yes.
Counselor Bellis?
Yes.
Counselor Gilbert?
Yes.
Counselor Bengal?
Yes.
Counselor Dr. Wright?
Yes.
Counselor Lakin?
Yes.
Counselor Bush?
Yes.
Counselor Hall Harper?
Yes.
Counselor Archie?
Yes.
All right, items 7A through F are approved. 8 council items. 8A, counselors' announcements and reports on current community events, activities, and concerns. Anybody have announcements? All right. 9, new business, no items. 10, hearing of appeals, no items. No public comments tonight, and we are adjourned.
Is addressing mental health. We were out ahead of the game in regards to a lot of the other cities in America in trying to address our needs within our community. How can we better serve it? What we found was early on, we were seeing some of these people call 911 who just needed this assistance. And so these programs were invented very early on to meet that need. And it's proven to be so valuable when we look at the resource that Art One provides to the community with the ability to have a paramedic who can provide a medical evaluation of someone who's in crisis to rule out any physical health needs, along with that clinician to address the psychological needs of that individual who's in crisis. Another big thing that Art One does is they've responded to what we call high utilizers, or people who are calling 911 a lot looking for help. So Art One can also respond to those individuals and start social services. So we're very big on addressing social determinants, which is education, employment, healthcare,